Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Retro Gamers Podcast, episode number 315. Larry here.
And Anthony here.
And what's going on, sir? How are you?
I'm doing all right. I ate a little too much for dinner tonight.
Did you? Oh boy, what'd you have? Anything good?
Sushi.
Oh, actually, this is good. There's no such thing as too much sushi.
No, there definitely is because like 20
Oh,
minutes
well, I have a
after you
couple.
20 minutes after you finish eating it and the rice expands.
Oh, I guess that's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what does it. Yeah,
That's fair.
when you're eating it, you're like, oh, I can just eat this forever. And then like half an hour later, you're like, oh, damn you, rice.
And in my head, it's like, it's fish. It's good for me.
Oh no, the fish part's good. The rice?
But I usually end up, yeah, I usually end up getting like those like cooked ones, like the $15 rolls or whatever.
Oh yeah. No, I get the expensive some of the expensive rolls too, but they're raw. So love that raw fish.
There you go. Well, I haven't eaten dinner yet, so now I'm really hungry.
Okay, good.
So
So let's just talk about food this episode.
be that as overcooked.
Video
The
game
video game,
food.
yes. Absolutely. There's enough out there.
Wait.
That's a topic.
Larry needs food badly.
What? And I still refuse to cook in Breath of the Wild. Screw that.
Well, be ready to cook in Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm not even picking up that game.
Shame on you.
So, so all right. So at least you had a filling evening. So
I
that's good.
did. I had a filling
Yes.
evening, and now we're gonna fill ourselves up with some retro gaming.
Yes, we are. I'm actually just getting over being sick. So that's always fun. Change of the season kicks my butt every time.
Yep.
And I know spring doesn't start till March, but still the weather's starting to change.
Yeah,
Here in New York.
The weather's just been funky.
Yeah, so and it always knocks me out. And not COVID, or at least I don't think it was. I don't get myself tested because I didn't go anywhere. I stayed home.
No,
But feeling better now. So.
There was that one day last week where it was like 60 degrees one day, and then the next morning it was 30.
It's probably what did it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I even said that because I went out for a run because I'm stupid, and it was like, and I look at my phone. And,
fun.
I was like, I look at my phone and I'm like, it's 29 degrees. I was like, hello pneumonia. Went out.
Do I have this on Celsius? What's wrong with this?
Yeah, it's like went out, ran a couple miles, still survived.
There you go. I like it. But when I was home, though, since I didn't do anything, I ended up at the very last minute. Don't ask me why I started to do this, but I'm like, you know what? Now's a good time than ever. I'm weak. I'm coughing. I'm wheezing. I'm achy. Let me rearrange my video game systems.
Nice.
Oh boy, was that a terrible idea.
Did not go well.
No, actually, it ended up going very well, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Amazon loved me this weekend. Thank God for overnight shipping.
Okay.
So basically, what I did was and I don't have a picture here. I'll try to take a picture. We'll put it on social media and everything. But recently, I mentioned how three of my game systems, the newer ones, the Xbox Series X, the PS4 Pro, and the Nintendo Switch. I purchased items. Basically little units to hang them on the wall, so they're all hanging on the wall. Awesome items. I highly suggest this if you can. It goes right into the drywall. Nothing major to do, and the only one I'm worried about is the Xbox because it weighs like 90 pounds and it's still holding. So,
the OG,
so far so good.
The OG Xbox?
No, the Series X. Series X is particularly heavy. Yeah.
Is it heavier than the original Xbox though? Because that original Xbox was as a brick.
Because it had such a hard drive in it, a giant hard drive in the original. Maybe comparatively speaking, apparently the PS5 is also weight of a small child.
I call that thing a spaceship. It looks like a spaceship. It's probably the weight of a spaceship, unless there's some type of alloy aliens have that's super light. I don't know.
They're called total mounts when I put them. They have a PS5 as well mount for the wall. So if I ever get one, it's going.
I was just gonna say, but you don't have a PS5.
Not yet, but there's been commercials all year so far, saying that they're ramping up production. Apparently, side note, apparently the chip shortage is over or something.
Yeah, apparently the chip shortage is over, and PlayStation 5, Sony has said officially that now they are just available everywhere.
Yeah, so, they're just cranking them out.
Yeah, there's no more waiting. There's no more no more like 6, 8, 12 weeks before you get one. It's like go to a store and get one.
We'll see what happens. I might get one soon.
Yeah, next week they're going to announce the PS6.
Damn it. I'm just waiting for a slim PS5. I
Right.
don't want
Well, no.
giant thing.
I don't blame you. I was like, I swear sometimes I think this sucker's just going to take off.
So with being able to mount the three systems on the wall, it actually freed up a couple of the cubby holes in my entertainment center, which I didn't realize actually ended up working out well, because now I've with pulling the wires out from behind a thing and almost killing myself, getting electrocuted, be that as it may.
Oh, it's
now
fun.
each system, basically Xbox 360, PS3, Dreamcast, and Saturn, now have their own individual cubby holes
Nice.
in the entertainment. Oh, it just looks so much better and neater.
Very, very nice.
On top of that, I was able to move some stuff on top of the unit. So I was able to push some things around, move some plugs and wires. So even now the top of the TV stand looks great. I was able to put my new sound bar up and running. So everything sounds gorgeous.
Very nice.
What I ended up doing, I just have the box here. Yeah, here it is. So because I have so many, 3, 4 analog systems, right? I have basically the NES version, Super NES, Genesis, and the Pocket.
The Pocket
dock. Except not the Nintendo one, that has its own dedicated plug, but all the other ones take USB power. So what I ended up doing is on Amazon, and this is not, not a plug or anything, but I'll give them a heads up. I mean, am I getting paid for it? This right here, I got something like this.
Oh, nice.
Just what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 USB outlets.
Very cool.
In one. And it's like 8 5-volt 2.4 amp and then 2 5-volt 1 amp.
Okay.
So now instead of taking up AC plugs like in a power strip with individual USB plugs, now I just have them all in here. And this thing, and this is enough power to yeah,
it makes it a lot easier.
Oh my god, and a lot easier and neater, because now I don't have all those plugs hanging around until I got to the Pocket, because I forgot that's USB-C to USB-C. But
yes,
but otherwise, yeah. Not only that, but running USB as well. My 2 PS1 and PS2 HDMI wires that I have from Hyperkin, they kind of need a little extra power boost, and those also are USB.
Okay.
So just bottom line, I neatened everything up, and neatened it up better than it looks. I still have a lot of work to do, because I've figured out where to put these games, like the physical games. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy and content with my setup. And then I passed out like Saturday night from doing all this, or Sunday night.
Well, that's what you get for doing all that work while you're sick.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah. Well, my multi USB charger is that cool thing I got.
I love yours.
Yeah. So I don't think I can. Well, it's plugged in, so I can't show it. Wait. Yes, I can. I can do this.
Ah. Yeah, I love
this thing. The arcade charger, and on the back it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got 6.
Got 6. Okay.
Yeah.
And for those listening, it looks like a change machine.
It looks like a change machine,
quarter machine
that you would get in the arcade, or when you're really an adult, the laundry.
Yes, that too. And I wanted to get one of those. It was just needed something quick and a little less expensive. But no,
and those little things, they're simple, they're inexpensive, and they work.
So simple. I was a little worried it wouldn't work, because I felt like, I hope there's enough power compared to an AC, like a dedicated AC, but no, it's working good. So all in all, very happy. And it gave me access again to start playing some of these old systems.
Oh, okay.
One of which was the PS3, and I'll just mention real quick. I booted up my PS3 for the first time in a long time. Not decades, but it's been a while. And now I bought the PS3 roughly new, like back in the day. So what, 12 years ago, maybe? Just about.
Long,
because I was working on my new job.
I would think longer than that.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I did wait a little bit, because it was like uber expensive when it was like $800 when it came out.
Yeah, was that the one you bought that price dropped like 2 days later?
7 days, 1 exact week later.
Exactly 1 week later, they dropped.
And they would not give me a refund. Yeah, they would not give me a price adjustment.
Yeah.
So
forget the price adjustment. I would have packed it up and brought it back and be like, you know what? I changed my mind, because you're within that window, and then just send it back, and then just go to another GameStop or something and buy it again. Too much work for you, though.
It was a backwards compatible PS3, so it went back to 1 and 2. I've since bought a slim PS3, and that doesn't do that anymore. But be that as it may,
Mhm.
I forgot I had these back. I don't know if you remember. Oh wait, you didn't have a PS3.
I did not, but
So
I do. I have one
you do
now.
now, yes. But PS3 was like big as far as like you can download wallpapers and like
Oh yeah,
background. You kind of do that now
yeah,
for the PS4 and
yeah.
probably for the PS5.
I'm pretty
But it
sure you can
started
do it
on
with it. Yeah, with all of them.
the 3. And now again, this is me, late 20s, early 30s. And I forgot I downloaded a bunch of wallpapers,
Hmm.
but I forgot how many of them were like, you know, Santa's Little Helpers, or like,
Oh.
Bikini Time 2010 and
Hmm.
stuff like that. Oh yeah, no nudity, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But the
I,
Adrian Celeste collection.
yeah. The Skinemax version,
A
basically.
little bit, not a little bit, but hey, look, Sony sold it. I'm like, hey, I'm in. And then it reminded me, and then I forgot about this. So when I was working, a friend of mine, who I was really interested in, and she wanted nothing to do with me, but we were good friends. But when we first started talking and hanging out, she came over to my apartment. We went to watch a movie, and the PS3 was my dedicated Blu-ray
Blu-ray
system.
player.
So when I boot,
A lot of people our age had that as a Blu-ray.
I don't think I've ever owned a traditional Blu-ray player
Really?
because the PS2 was a Blu-ray. Excuse me, the
No, it's
PS2 was a
DVD.
DVD. But I'm
Hmm.
just saying, like as time went on, it's backwards
Yeah,
compatible.
of course.
So I'd never owned a traditional one. But in any event, so when I booted up the system to put the game in, here comes the Adrian Celeste, who's even to today a model, a UFC girl, the ring card girl. Yeah. And she's just like, okay. I was like, see what you're interested in. I'm like, no, all right.
No.
So, but it was pretty funny when I booted it up. But nevertheless, I'm looking forward to playing some games. I want to play Buffy on Xbox. I haven't
Oh
played that in
yes.
forever. So
Very important. That's
that's
such a great game.
basically what I did on my weekend.
Oh,
So
that's fun. That's
not
fun.
too shabby. Oh, what do you got? Oh, look at
That
this. Look at that
he
ball of
just
fur.
he just keeps getting bigger, right?
It's getting larger.
Godzilla. Should name him Godzilla.
Yatsuki.
So yeah, exactly. So like a little sumo
You really
kid.
got his head right in your arm.
Oh
You
yeah,
ready to fall asleep?
yep. He likes the rubs.
Oh, again, just kind of tangent. I played Stray.
Oh, you finally played Stray, and
Yeah, yeah. Up until the
the
part where you
first
really
five
start
minutes.
playing, no,
Yeah.
done. Nope, I'm not playing it again. I don't want to walk. I don't want to play with a limping cat. What? Are you kidding me? I wanted to reach through the TV and pet it. I
No, I mean, well, no. That part ends in like 60 seconds.
I don't care. The cat fell down a well, got up, and his little hind leg is just kind of.
Aw. Yeah, no, trust me. It was very emotional. It was an
I
emotional
get it.
moment.
So
He
I might
recovers
try it again a little
he
later.
recovers very quickly.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does.
But yes, no, Stray is an excellent game. Yeah, my week was basically aside from working, of course, like I always do. I spent the week at Hogwarts.
Oh, the new Harry Potter.
Hogwarts Legacy on the
Yes.
PS5 is
Everyone's playing it.
absolutely beautiful.
Everyone's playing
And
it,
when
man.
I say that I spent the week playing it, I'm not kidding. I played it every single day. I think I've already clocked like 20 hours in the game.
Were we not just talking about just a couple weeks ago, if not last week? Do you want a short term or a long
Yep.
game?
Yep.
And I said every now
what
and
happened?
again,
Yep.
every now and again, you find that one exclusive to you.
Yep.
You found it, and here you
Yep.
are. What, 90 hours later?
No, just 20, but still 20,
Okay.
20 in like a week and a half is a lot for me.
That's a
And
lot for anybody.
I know, and the sad thing was I was just starting to get into Midnight Suns, and I had to put it aside. But I'll go back to it. I was actually really starting to get into it more. But I'm telling you, man, like Hogwarts Legacy, I'm just having a blast. I really am.
Right.
I
You
get
need
to
to be like a Potter fan to play.
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, you'll get all the references, I guess, to the films and everything like that. But really, it's just about you're a wizard, you go to wizarding school, and you're special for some odd reason. So
So my mom tells me.
Yeah, well, and now this game will tell you that, and it'll make you feel great because then you learn spells and you get to do spells on people, and it's very, you know what? It's very open world. It's a little, it's got that Breath of the Wild feel to it, but you'll be
I'm done.
you personally will be happy to know there's no cooking, but
Oh, okay.
but you have to like brew potions and plant things to grow like ingredients for stuff, and so there's a little bit of that mechanic in it, but it's not necessary to get through the game, except for the healing potions. You need the healing potions.
But if you're a wizard, couldn't you be like Helicus?
No, I don't think they have a Helicus potion spell, so you're just gonna have to live with a potion.
Well, someone tell J.R.R. Tolkien, whoever wrote the books,
J.K. Rowling.
Okay, I was close. To be like, look, you got to change. Let's change the legacy here, shall we?
Nope. So anyway, but
oh,
the
good.
game,
I'm glad you're.
Yeah, if that's your thing, like if you like kind of open world games, yeah, it's a really fun game. I'm enjoying it. I just enjoy kind of walking around the world itself. And it's like the graphics are so good. Like I stop at points and just do like I take a screenshot because I'm like, wow, I go, that just looks really nice.
I've done that. No, yeah. I've done that. I've done that with Breath of the Wild.
I did that with Breath of the Wild because Breath of the Wild, like they have some stunning views.
Oh, visually, it's amazing.
Yeah. So Hogwarts Legacy took up my entire week. Retro wise, I did pick up because Jack, who's been on our show before and fixes all of our stuff.
Yes.
Jack sent a link over. I think I forgot the name of the site. It might have been Fanatical, I think, or whatever it was. But they were giving away all of the Leisure Suit Larry games for nothing for Steam. So I grabbed them. I'm like, well, for free. I put them in my Steam library and be very happy with that. So
can't argue that.
Definitely can't argue that. And you should have taken advantage of that because it's your namesake.
It is. And when I first learned about the game, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Who knew I would almost grow up to be like him?
But so I picked those up, which is really cool. And I think that's really that was my week in terms of gaming. But Hogwarts Legacy took up all of my time.
Again, going back real quick to the whole, long form versus short form. I booted up and I started playing Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me.
Yeah, to the point where like I almost regretted it. Not because it's a terrible game, just again envisioning the amount of hours I would have to put in to play the game. And I'm looking forward to it, but I'm like, do I have time to dedicate this much to a game like this, to an older game?
Well, that's me with Final Fantasy 9 right now. Final Fantasy 9 is basically my travel buddy. So when I have a trip for work, which actually is, I have one coming up today.
Okay.
When this episode drops, I'll be traveling. So I just put in some Final Fantasy 9 time on the plane. That's how I'm getting through that game. It's almost like I'm segmenting my games out a little bit where it's like, nope, that one's for the flights. Hogwarts Legacy is my current long form game. And then Dead by Daylight is my short form, and then Power Wash Simulator, it fills the gap of everything else.
You got your 4 quadrants, if you will, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's like the pyramid. It's like a pyramid food group, if you will.
Yeah. But if you think about it too, though, it actually spreads out a bit because like I'm using 3 different systems, between my Steam Deck, my Switch, and my PS5.
True. And if you can get the remote play going, you might be able to play Hogwarts on the plane.
That's very true, but I don't want to mess with magic while I'm on a flight. Let's just not do that.
Fair enough. So, all right, good. Well, we both had very good weeks, which is good. And I think kind of the next thing to get into. Well, before we get into the next big thing, real quick, we're just gonna plow through this. Yep. Let's drop it to let everyone know, of course, where can they find us? Where can they listen to us? Let's do that real fast. Just
sure thing. Well, listen, you guys can find us on Facebook.com/RetroGamersPodcast, on Instagram at RetroGamersPodcast, on Twitter at RetroGamersPod. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube at RetroGamersPodcast, or you can email us at email@theretrogamers.com.
And remember, give a thumbs up on YouTube, like, subscribe, share, get those algorithms going. We want to make sure we're in those algorithms. It worked for me once. Get it for the podcast.
Yeah, we wanted to. Yeah, whoever Al is, somebody call him up.
So,
He needs to notice
actually,
us.
this episode kind of came up pretty as far as the topic is concerned, because we had some news drop recently, which actually I think is some pretty cool stuff. I think we should get kind of right into it. A system we haven't talked about in a good minute that used to dominate this podcast.
It did, because the countdown for it, and then the continued countdown, and then the delayed countdown, going back to the regular countdown, to the canceled order, to me getting it 3 weeks later. We are going back to the Polymega well for this episode, and that's because big news dropped a couple of weeks ago. They had said that there was going to be some big news, and it was really funny because Larry, we're on a group chat together, the two of us, Rich and Jack. And we're always like, sending links of stuff. Most have been inappropriate, but sometimes news, sometimes we send news to each other. And Larry, you happened to catch a bit of this first.
I did. I caught it. Yeah, because I follow them on social media.
Right. You follow them on social media. I'm a little social media anorexic, so I'm not really pay attention as much as I should. Yeah. But Larry sends out this text where he's like, "Oh, Polymega is coming out with a new controller,"
and that's all I saw at first. Yeah,
and that's all you saw. So my immediate response to that is like, "Wait, that's their big news?" Which is right. Your response is always like, nobody, you can't make anybody happy.
Don't even get me started, because I had an argument about another topic with someone else about things that happened this weekend because of the stupid internet. Yes, no one can ever be.
Oh, I think I saw his posts on Facebook, so I know who you're talking about. Anyway, so Larry sends out that link, and I'm like, I was like, that can't be the big news, because they were really harping on how this was going to be a big thing. So I went online, and of course, as soon as I looked up Polymega, there was the news. It was, hit on Monday at noon. And here it is, big deal. So they didn't just announce one thing. They announced 4. So they had 4 announcements, and I felt like each one was almost like bigger than the previous one.
I would say so. I agree.
Yeah, so we'll go through each one, and I think what we'll do is we'll start with the controller really quickly, because I think that's the least of the news that came out.
How dare you, sir? You need a controller to play the game. You need a good controller.
No. I understand that, but what I mean is, like, with the other news,
I know.
You just, I don't know what it is with you and controllers. You have obsessive controller disorder or something.
Because I'm always going back and forth between new ones and old ones and third-party ones, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you have a problem. Anyway, so the first thing that one of the things they announced is that they're getting a 2nd gen controller.
Yes.
A lot of people complained about the original controller and how it was a bit like I don't know, a bit too simplistic and a little hard to deal with. So now their new controller actually looks a lot like a PS4 controller.
Yeah, I can see
which to me is a good thing. So it's the 2nd gen Polymega universal wireless controller. It has a lower latency 2.4 gigahertz connection, a better battery life, and it has compatibility with Android for cross-platform use with some of the other things that they announced. So these are going to be shipping this year, which is great. Because if there's one thing that Polymega has been guilty of, it's the delay. Like, you can't order a Polymega console right now. Like, if you order one or pre-order it, whatever, you're getting it at the end of this year if you're lucky, or sometime next year.
A little rough.
Yeah, which is really rough. Some of them I think are even like depending on the module you want to buy, it's like 3rd quarter 2024. So it's like, order it now, wait a year and a half. Which is crazy. But you might not have to worry about that anymore because of the announcement.
Yes, this is interesting.
This to me is huge, and it makes me very happy, and I'll explain why. So Polymega announced the Polymega app. So the Polymega app is going to function like the base Polymega console. Now, the base console is the disc console. It's the one that plays PlayStation 1, Neo Geo CD, TurboGrafx CD, Sega CD, Sega Saturn. And then they've talked about updating it. So we're waiting to see if like the Dreamcast comes out, whatever it is. But basically, CD-based games. the Polymega app will function like the console, allowing you to play all of your retro classics, but you'll be able to play them on a range of devices. You don't need the physical console. It's an app that you download, and you can play it on your PC.
Yeah, so they're basically taking the PC element of their system, like you said, and just kind of just use, like, in other words, almost like using the shell. And the app's going to open up a world of cloud gaming. Cloud gaming, like for you, for example.
Well, that's a different part of it.
Well, no, but it's all part of the app.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because the app, but I see where you're going with, because as far as being able to play initially, the CD games, now it's still whatever Polymega supports.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't be playing Dreamcast yet because Polymega doesn't support Dreamcast.
Correct.
But still, this app is definitely the first step into something huge, and a way to get around all those console shortages.
Right, because of the console shortage. So now what the app will do is, if you have a CD-ROM in your computer and you have the Polymega app, you can put your disc-based games, for the ones that it supports, into your PC, and you can play them on the Polymega app, or you can do like you do on the console. You can download them to like a hard drive, so they stay in the app, and you can play them.
Yeah, basically,
which is fantastic.
Polymega is just using your computer as
the console.
The BIOS. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Your computer becomes the console, which is fantastic. The best thing about this is that the app is free. So it's free to use. And you'll be able to use your existing PS4, PS5, or Xbox controller. You don't need to map them. It's already going to be set up to notice them. Like, if you which is also great. And then the app will also support all of the pads that Polymega currently allows you to use, like Retrobits, USB controllers, and stuff like that. So there's a range of controllers you get to use in the app as well. So of course the question comes up. It's like, if the app is free and you can do all this stuff, why, you know what I mean? Why would anybody want to buy a Polymega at this point, the console itself? Here's why. So the Polymega app is free, but they're Playmaji or Playmaji, I don't know how they say that.
Yeah, I still
Playmaji also announced an online subscription called Polymega XL. So as a subscriber to Polymega XL, and it's going to be just like any other monthly.
Yeah, of course.
You pay a monthly fee just like you do with Xbox Live and whatever PlayStation calls theirs now.
PS Plus,
PS Plus. So with the subscription, you can unlock cheat codes, display options, patches, audio player functionality, and many other premium features, which include cloud access to your entire library across multiple devices. So you'll be able to, through this subscription, like, play on your phone if you want to, or basically, whatever it supports.
Almost like a Google Stadia, kind of, sort of.
Almost like a Google Stadia, except this will succeed.
Wow.
Because the company is already succeeding with the console portion. So
it's okay. Don't listen to
him. Didn't your mom teach you to bury the dead?
Dare you? So, it's still Wi-Fi. Go ahead.
Yes. So basically, so the subscription allows you to do that, and then the XL will leverage, and this is what you were talking about. This is where the cloud technology comes in. The XL will use cloud technology, so you don't need any emulators, you don't need BIOS files or anything else. You just play the games through the cloud.
Yeah. So, which is awesome. And of course, maybe down the road when the Polymega store opens, and there'll be like, indie games and stuff to download. That'll be part of it probably as well.
Exactly. And then the other thing, just to get through all of this part, that they announced, they said that for the cloud gaming portion with the subscription, there'll be features like they're expecting to make available features like online multiplayer for every game. cloud stream gaming, cross-device play.
Mhm.
All of that stuff will be possible with the Polymega XL. And again, they called it a low-cost monthly tier that unlocks most of the premium features that the Polymega hardware owners get right out of the box.
Well, and it's very cool. And just to mention, for every customer, and I'm actually quoting their website right now, with every customer with an outstanding Polymega base unit order made prior to December 31st, 2022,
Yep.
will be provided a free year of Polymega XL.
You know who
So
that
that's
is?
that's you, my friend.
That's me.
In fact, you'll get access to the Polymega app closed beta, which is going to launch next month in March, hopefully.
Yes.
Exclusive access to the Polymega XL enhanced features during the beta test.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually it's your 1 year free upgrade to premium Polymega XL, which starts when the beta closes.
Yes.
And then you share your collection in games to your Polymega system upon delivery. So, well, that's if you haven't gotten a Polymega yet. So that very cool what they're going to do with that. No price point yet. Again, more information to come. I don't see this really being probably. I mean, if Nintendo's already hit like $50 a year, everything's almost $50 to $60 a year. So I would see this being about $50 a year, probably.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it may start at like $10 a month.
Oh, a month. Okay. Yeah, $9.99. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say $10 a month or $100 a year. That's right. And the reason why I say that is because it's giving you access to so many console libraries. So, but again, as of right now, even with as far as I can tell with this, it's only what you own. That's the important thing about this. It's not like you're going to sign up for the XL, as far as I can tell right now, because you're not going to sign up with the XL subscription. You're going to be like, here's the entire Sega Dreamcast library. No. This all comes down to, if you own the games yourself, you're going to be able to play them anywhere with this XL subscription. So, and you know what? Based on that, maybe until they have a store and stuff, maybe it will be less than $10 a month. Awesome. But we'll see. So this all sounds great for people who have a CD-ROM in there.
Like yourself.
Like me. I do. I have a CD. I always buy, any desktop I buy, I always make sure there is a DVD-ROM in there. Or a DVD writer or something like that. I don't know why, because I'm old and I remember how cool it used to be. No, I remember how cool it used to be. It's like, look, I used to burn discs. This is the best thing ever. I don't do that anymore because there's no need to. But I still like having that option, because every once in a while I do go old school. It's like, oh, I just bought a few music CDs for like $1. Let me transfer that music to my Apple, whatever iTunes is called now.
Yeah.
That garbage.
iTunes.
Is it still iTunes? I thought they changed the name.
Well, Apple Music. But
so anyway, so this is basically for people who actually do have physical games.
But now this is the part I really like.
Yeah, now this part's really cool. So, but what happens if you don't have a CD-ROM for your PC?
First off, myself.
Yeah. So first thing I would say is just go buy one. I don't think they're that expensive. But if you don't have a disk drive on your PC and you want to play and install, let's say, cartridge games, or like if you want to install disc games or cartridge games, Playmaji is introducing what they're calling a cut down version of their base system called the Polymega Remix.
This is something very interesting.
So the Polymega Remix has a disk drive and works just like the Polymega console. So you can use it to access your library.
It's the Polymega just without its own power.
Right. It's basically the Polymega, but you have to hook it up to your computer via USB.
Yeah, that's it. It's using your computer as the BIOS as opposed to having it self-installed. And I think this is genius.
Yeah, I think this is super smart. It cuts down obviously on the cost of the Polymega itself, because the Polymega base, I think, is what, $350?
Something like that. I don't know much on this. I'll tell you in a minute.
Yeah, take a look at that. But the cool thing about this is because it's a smaller version, it doesn't power itself.
It's wow, you were way off.
500. It's 500.
549.
549. All right. So the base, that's just the base. That's for the CD. That doesn't include the other modules.
And product is made to order. Like, what? This is print on demand.
Yeah, basically.
And we're talking about the base. This is now a base unit, and is estimated to ship fourth quarter 2023 or earlier. So there's some hope if you order a base unit.
There you go. But here's the cool thing about the
But the
Here's
remix, yeah.
the cool thing about the Polymega Remix, again, how your computer powers it via USB, and the cost of it is $149, which
For the
is
base unit. Yep. Huge.
$400 cheaper than the actual console itself.
Yep.
So that's huge. That's huge for people who have been struggling to get this or can't afford to get it. I go, here's the perfect opportunity to have it for an affordable price.
It's definitely going to be more the affordable part of it. It's
Yes.
definitely the obviously the Kmart version of its own product. And what's even better about this is that this remix, even though you plug it into your computer via USB, it will still use the modules.
The modules.
NES, Super NES, you know what I
Yes.
mean? All of those will work. The new N64 that's coming out
Yes.
will work with this. Now, of course, those run like about like $50 or $80, I think, a module. But still, just subtracting that, what, 149 versus what I say, about 550.
549.
So yeah. And I had all those modules for like $600 on order too.
You did.
When my pre-order was way cheap.
Yes,
So
it was.
yeah, so Polymega, I think, really has stepped up its game. Kind of its own answer to when the chip shortage was happening and stuff like that. I really do hope that this helps Polymega. This pushes Polymega. Because I really believe in their product. I mean, hey, you have it. I've tried yours. It works.
It's
so
fantastic.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And you know, and again, for people who do, and this is just for people who do own the Polymega and now think, oh, you know, this kind of sucks because now they're offering up.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying if you do own it and now this comes out and it's like, hey, this is $400 cheaper. This sucks. But your Polymega, you won't have to buy the remix because your Polymega already has your games and you're going to be able to access them through the app.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So you don't like, if you already own a Polymega, you don't need the remix. But if you could not get your hands on a Polymega or if it was too expensive, here's a perfect opportunity to get one. Now, granted, the modules will cost you more, like if you want the cartridge ones, because you have to buy the modules in order to transfer the games.
Correct.
That part will cost.
I mean, it's only $800 to get everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm surprised you haven't bought it yet. Yep, there it is. The silence of, yep.
I mean, I can't play 32X now, and I can't play TurboGrafx.
Well, think about it this way: if you wait for the remix for $150, and then you buy the other modules, it'll cost you a lot less.
I don't have to hook it up to my computer.
Yeah, but even
that's a question I had. All joking aside, I'm guessing you're gonna play then through your computer monitor. I wonder if they're gonna do like an access where you can bypass a computer monitor. Still have it hooked up to your computer, but at least play it through the TV.
I don't know.
No. More details are coming out.
Yeah, good question. Well, I mean, I think it all depends on like, you know how like you can AirPlay to your TV if you have
exactly.
Yeah, like if you can AirPlay to your TV, then you probably you can boot it up on your PC, your computer, and then throw it on the TV.
Oh, don't get me wrong. You can run, you can run an HDMI or whatever.
Or more importantly, which also makes me excited, a lot is that, and not because I have it hooked up to my TV now, but my Steam Deck is going to be able to access the Polymega app, which means that my entire library on the Polymega can come with me. So my entire collection of retro games that I have on the Polymega have now will become portable for me once the app is available. And that, to me, worth every penny.
I agree with you there.
Absolutely. No. So, and they are talking about it being available for like PC, MacBook, Steam Deck, HTPC, all of it. So you're and they also mentioned discussion about like your phone, Android. I don't know about the
they haven't mentioned iOS.
They haven't mentioned iOS yet, but they do mention Android. So basically you're going to be able to just take your games wherever you go.
That was, again, all joking aside, that was Google, that's Amazon Luna. You know, that's what you can do, and that's I love that idea of cloud gaming in that fashion. Yeah. So,
but in this sense, though, you're like, to me, it's a little bit more. I guess it's more personal. I don't know if I can say it that way, and it makes sense. But in other words, like my personal collection, like the collection I've been building my entire life.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I got you.
You know what I mean? Gets to come with me wherever I go, as opposed to I have to sign up with Stadia or Luna and then get access to cloud gaming, and then I get what they tell me they have.
Now the other, which I agree, and I get what you're talking about, which
Yep.
totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. Another thing that dawned on me, again, this is something I just literally thought of. There's no answers right now. We don't know if it's going to be addressed. But when they say cloud gaming, like I can't envision uploading all those games you have ripped to your Polymega to the cloud, where I wonder if it's almost like a remote play through the cloud, that like your Polymega would turn on at home, but then you're gaming, you know what I mean? Like you kind of like cloud gaming through that. Well, that's not really cloud gaming then. That's just remote play.
Well,
So they
if they,
might up.
well, I was gonna
How much
say
memory do you have in yours? What's your
for
like how big
the,
is your Polymega? How big is your
I think I
mem-
put, I think I put a 2 terabyte in there.
it's a lot to upload.
I forgot if
So,
it, no, or maybe it was a 1. It might have just been a 1. I don't remember.
but
Yeah,
nowadays,
yeah, but think
you can
about it
do
this
that
way.
easily.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say, but if you think about it, retro games don't hold as much memory. So
No, you're right.
you
You're
know,
right.
you're talking about games like, if I put my NES games on there, they're like 4 or 8 kilobytes.
True.
They're
You're
not even
right.
they're not even a megabyte. So to upload the entire NES catalog would probably take all of 5 seconds.
But then the other thing I'm wondering from a point of view of Polymega, you know, to me, then cloud gaming means that they already have a ROM for each and every game out there sitting somewhere on a server. And when you log on, by you owning the original game and putting it in your system and ripping it to your system,
Yep.
that like unlocks the ability for you to be able to
Well,
play that game. So,
that's how I was gonna describe it. That was my
but
assumption, because they already had to, I don't know if it's write the code or whatever it is, but like, because they have to grant access for those games on the system, because you have to own it.
true.
I would think that they would have all of the data for all of the games.
But
I would
it's one
think.
thing.
Yeah.
It's one thing for you, and again, I'm throwing it out there. No, neither one of us have an answer for this, but
Nope.
it's one thing for you to pull the ROM from a Super Mario Brothers cart to store it locally on your Polymega, right? It was your cart, you pulled it from there.
Yep.
Versus them uploading a version of
that.
Super Mario Brothers.
Right.
Like almost not, when I say legality, not saying that someone's going to go to jail over it, just saying I'm a little more curious how that's going to run. It's not going to hinder anything.
Right.
I'm just curious. That's all. And
Well,
we'll get more information as it comes out.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see. I mean, I'm not the master of cloud gaming. It's not my thing. Like, I don't like to, I don't understand the whole idea. Like, I really don't. Like, my brain can't just figure out the whole idea of like, the data of my game is hiding up here somewhere that I can just access whenever I want. You know, that game just exists out there. I don't know where it is, but it's there.
It's on a server somewhere in
Right,
California.
right. It's on a server somewhere, and I can just play it.
Exactly.
Fine.
I want that.
Right. No, I know you want that. I know you want that. Your head has been in the
stack of
cloud for
games.
years.
Oh, rude but accurate. So, all right. Well, look, we're gonna see how the Polymega turns out. I hope all high hopes for it.
Yes.
But yeah, this remix even has me a little intrigued.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm fairly certain you'll be pre-ordering that.
Not if a duo. Come on, Analog, get that duo going. All I'm looking for is the TurboGrafx
Oh
duo.
boy. All right. Well, let's move on.
All right. Let's
get to the
Yeah.
rest of the news we have.
Let's do it. There's some good stuff that came out.
Yeah, no, there was some good news this week, but one quick retro birthday it's worth bringing up.
What? Okay.
We have a retro birthday this week, and this is usually like January, February is kind of like the quiet months because Christmas is over. Nobody's really releasing anything. In fact, the games that usually get released around this time of year are the ones that got delayed.
That's true.
It's true. It's like, we need a couple more months. Sorry, guys. Santa's not bringing it to you. But and this is a Japanese retro birthday. I only pull out the Japanese ones when they're really the big ones. Okay. So this week, 30 years ago, we were gifted with the wonderful, wonderful game on the Super Nintendo known as Star Fox. Star Fox is 30 years old.
Japanese version of
1993. Came out in 1993.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I never owned Star Fox on the Super Nintendo.
No, you know what? Neither did I. My first Star Fox was Star Fox 64.
Me too. I did own, though, the Star Fox College competition cartridge. that was
Wow.
sold through Nintendo. Every now and again, Nintendo would put out a catalog,
Yep.
and they sold that. And I had that, and it was very weird because I remember the description was like, you have like 6 minutes and 50 seconds or something to complete a level. But when I got the game, it was only like 4 minutes and something. It didn't come in a box. And then I remember when I was talking to the guys at Game On, as soon as I mentioned, like, do you have it? Do you have a copy? I'm like, no, that's long gone. I don't know what happened to it. Because I'm pretty sure it's worth a pretty penny now.
Oh no, I'm sure if you look that up, you're gonna run to your parents' house and start like ripping it apart.
No, I don't even know. I can't even blame Sandy. I think it was gone even before that.
You probably traded it in for
I probably did.
No, for a handful of beans.
Because I was hungry. Is that a fat joke?
I don't make fat jokes. You know what?
I caught him as he was drinking, so he couldn't respond quick.
I
so
draw the line. Like... I draw the line. I don't make fat jokes. We all know this.
You sound like you have to think about that answer.
No, I do not. I never have to think about that answer.
I know. I'll stop
fat jokes.
You're good.
It's not like I said a handful of hamburgers.
What? Whoa, yummy! The quad stackers.
I know. Then you would have been. You would have been Wimpy from Popeye.
Oh. Tuesday never arrives. I'm telling you.
No,
Tuesday never shows up.
Well, no, Tuesday does show up. It's just Taco Tuesday.
But no one pays them. Oh well.
That's right. Anyway, so very happy 30th retro birthday to Star Fox, which again, cool. I will say that too. I didn't own the original, although I do own the original now on my Super Nintendo Classic, right? And of course we own Star Fox 2, which parts of it were used for 64, Star Fox 64. But absolutely, like, really great franchise. I'm waiting for the day that they come out with another one, though, because the last time we saw Star Fox, correct me if I'm wrong, was the GameCube.
There was, I mean, they
wasn't there like a Star Fox Adventures, and it was like
there was.
It was a little more of like a 3D. Yeah, I know it didn't go over very well.
Like Adventure in Dinosaur Land.
Yeah. But I want like a Rogue Squadron version of like Star Fox. Like, let's get out there and let's blow up. Let's kill Slippy.
Do a barrel roll. There was 3DS versions, not just talking about like a remake, but there was 3DS version, but still wasn't nothing like what you're talking about.
Nothing like.
And you're right. Look, that and F-Zero are two just laid to the waist by Nintendo.
Yeah. No, I gotta say, like, Star Fox 64 and I think it was it F-Zero GX on the N64 were two of my favorite games. Rocked. Two of my favorite games on the N64. I played Star Fox 64 so many times because I wanted to complete all the different planets, because the choices you made or what you did on a level got you to in a different direction.
So I forgot there was, and I had this for a minute. I actually sold it back because I wasn't happy with it. Star Fox Zero came out on the Wii U.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
Star Fox Zero came out on the Wii U. It actually came with a free game, like a completely Star Fox Guard.
Okay.
I forgot what that played by. But Star Fox Zero, though, what was cool about it was you were able to convert your ship
to a tank.
Like to a land-based mode, and kind of went back and forth. So check out Star Fox Zero if you do find it. I don't think it goes for much. It wasn't. It was cool to see. I wasn't that crazy about it.
All right. Well, yeah, no, I'll definitely I'll look for it because it's something. I mean, my Wii U is actually still hooked up. So
there you go. You got average ratings. So
So something for me to look out for. All right. So happy 30th retro birthday to Star Fox.
Very cool.
Moving on to other news. We had a couple of bits of Super Mario Brothers news, movie news this week.
Okay.
Movie news this week. So first thing was, you should see now popping up all over the internet the individual posters.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah. So most of the characters have their individual posters now. We've seen Mario, Princess Toadstool, Luigi, and Toad. This past week, Donkey Kong and Bowser's posters dropped.
Very cool.
The Bowser poster, I love.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
It's got he's holding a star, and the little penguins at the bottom are just running in fear. It looks so good. So really excited about those posters. Also last week I think it was last week they came out with the Super Mario Brothers commercial.
Don't get me started on this. I love it.
They use the Mario rap from the original Super Mario Brothers Super Show. in the
Yes.
commercial, I was on the floor. I was like, no, they did not. No, they
So
did
yeah,
not.
before
It's
you
so
realize the
good.
rap is there,
Yes.
it's a commercial for Super Mario Brothers Plumbing. So you just got to get an
Yes.
idea about it. So it's not a commercial for the movie; it's a
Yes.
commercial for the services. And yeah, so I start watching. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. But I think I saw a print ad first somewhere,
Mhm.
and it said call this number, and I called the number, and it's Luigi. Luigi answers, going, "Hey, what's going on? You know, Super Mario Brothers Plumbing, blah 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 blah." So I'm like, "All right, that," and then they tell you to go check out the website or whatever.
Okay. Of
Oh
course.
no, I might actually be on a texting list now for them.
Oh,
You
so
know,
for basic like updates.
yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
updates from, not for the movie, but like from Mario and Luigi. I might be wrong on that, but I got to double check. No, here it
You
is, right
double
there.
check that.
Now
Oh.
it actually stored on my phone as Super Mario Brothers Plumbing with the Super Mario Brothers Plumbing logo. They actually sent me, I don't know if they'll do this on Android, I'm not sure how it works, but they sent me like an actual contact card that I could put in my contacts.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, that's really cool.
Thanks for your interest in Super Mario Brothers Plumbing. We're a family owned and operated business. This is the text I got. Providing white glove plumbing services to Brooklyn and Queens. Please click the link to sign up to get exclusive updates, yada, yada, yada.
Nice.
Service offerings and more. All right, so that's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
And then later goes on. Hold on, later goes on and goes, uh-oh, what is that? Something strange is happening with our text system. While we're fixing that, visit our website for any leaks you might need fixing. So
there you go.
Very cool marketing. I love this marketing.
Yeah, the marketing is really good. And there's a rumor going around on the internet from the commercial itself, the Mario Brothers plumbing commercial, that you know how they have the woman in the kitchen and they go in and they fix it. So
I saw something about this, but I didn't read into it.
So there's a rumor going around that the voice of the woman in the commercial was the voice of Princess Toadstool from the original Super Mario Brothers animated show.
Ooh, I gotta go back and listen now.
Yeah, I gotta go back and listen now too.
Up,
yeah, I gotta go back and listen to, but it's not confirmed because, like, for commercials, obviously, commercials don't have a cast. You know, they don't tell you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So people are like, "Oh, it sounds a lot like her." So now I'm sure by now, because it's been a few days.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
somebody online has it on YouTube or whatever. Like this video of like a side
go back and double check.
So I'm curious to find out if that's true.
So
because if it is, that's amazing.
Totally. So when I'm watching this commercial, it didn't even dawn on me because the last thing on my mind is the rap, the Mario rap from the old TV show.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm listening. I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like, that's the rap. My head exploded. Violently exploded.
Yes.
I was in the hospital for days.
That's
that
why you were
marketing. Sick. Totally. Whoever came up with that is a genius and should be given a raise for whatever they do, for whatever part of that job that is.
You're welcome. Oh, wait, no.
No. Well, here's the flip side of it, because whoever came up with this decision should be fired and should have to pay back money for anyone wasting their time. Super Mario Bros. Thank you, Super Mario Bros, for coming and saving my leaks or whatever.
Yes. They did. I felt like that was a crack. I felt like that was just a crack to piss people off for fun.
No.
Yeah. Because I'll tell you why. In the rap, they say we're the Mario Brothers. So you know they call themselves the Mario Brothers. So I thought it was funny when they got to that part. Thanks, Super Mario Bros. I was like, ah. That's I know it's nails on a chalkboard for you. It's like saying SNES.
That's just dumb. But with this, and you agreed with me, there's a period at the end of BROS. So it's clearly abbreviated.
No. Yes, I agree with you on that, but it made me chuckle.
I know.
And I'll tell you this much. Everything that's been done with this campaign so far has been very very specific.
Amazing.
No, but very specific and very planned. So I'm pretty sure that was done on purpose.
I gotcha.
That I'm curious to see why, but
anytime I watch a video on YouTube, a regular video, like gaming video on YouTube, like someone reviewing, and if it's about Super Mario Brothers, the moment I hear the word bros, you get a thumbs down. You're lucky I don't report you to YouTube.
Oh my god. Okay.
I mean, I do what I can to have you removed. Okay. That's Super Smash Bros.
Super Smash Bros. No, but see, Super Smash Bros. Works because everybody in the game, they're not brothers. They're bros. Moving on.
Yes,
Last
but
quick
very
bit,
cool marketing.
yeah,
So
very cool
awesome.
marketing. Last quick bit about the movie. The runtime was released.
Yeah, I
So
saw this,
yeah, so
and
you'll be happy to know that Super Mario Brothers movie will be 92 minutes, so only an hour and a half,
works
which people are kind of like,
perfect.
why is it so short? And I'm like, it's an animated film.
Honestly,
Animated films tend to stay around that hour and a half mark at best.
true, but just the fact that now like a 2 hour run is now normal, or a
Yeah.
2.5 hour run, I guess, is almost now normal.
Yeah, we're
That
getting there.
I can't. An hour and a half is perfect.
Yep. I think an hour and a half is perfect to kind of just introduce
Yeah,
everything. You get a good story out of it, and you'll set up a sequel. Because let's face it,
exactly.
everything has a sequel,
Oh,
right?
please just put me in the theater for that commercial and take all my money.
Right,
Oh,
exactly. So, all right, that's it on the movie stuff.
okay.
A little bit on one other current thing. The soon to be second or first greatest game of all time that's coming out later this year, which is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Since its predecessor has been named one of the greatest games, if not the greatest game of all time.
I don't know who.
Couple of random things. One, there's been a lot of negative hubbub online because remember the collector's edition that was up for pre-order?
Yes.
Which by the way, I didn't realize was available not only at Best Buy, but it was available at Target and GameStop.
Oh
And
God, yeah.
yeah, and they're all sold out. So,
I tried looking when in our group chat when
yeah,
I forgot who it was, either you or Jack. It was like, yep, Best Buy sold out. I tried looking elsewhere,
yeah.
but also I just
They must
think
have
as
come up later on those.
we
Yeah.
get closer, more will be
There'll
released.
be more, yeah, because I need to get it.
Yeah.
But anyway, people are kind of up in arms because the art book from the collector's edition has leaked online.
Really?
So, and people are getting annoyed because the art book has spoilers. So,
Oh, like
spoiler,
what new recipe? Here's a new pizza you can make.
exactly. No, you're mixing that up with Super Mario Bros. So
I will stab you next time I see you. I'm telling you right now.
Good luck. So people are pissed off because the art book is giving away pieces of the game.
That sucks.
So just very simple. Don't look at it.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Godzilla marketing from 1998.
Yeah, exactly. It's like just don't look at it. And then in another random bit for Tears of the Kingdom, do you remember in Breath of the Wild? I know you didn't play the whole thing or anything. Do you remember the little enemies that were called choo-choos? They were like they were like these little gelatinous blobs with eyes that would pop up. Okay.
It depends on where they were in the level because I never got that far into it.
So to celebrate the release of the game in May, Bandai is releasing choo-choo gummies that you can eat. So you can just buy them in the store as a snack.
Okay, fair enough.
The little gummy choo-choos. With each packet, you get one of 5 sword-shaped picks to stab the choo-choos with when you eat them.
That's actually that sounds like something you would do in just Super Nintendo Land, a world, whatever the hell.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
I think that's kind of funny.
Totally.
I would love to get a packet of those, but they'll be out in May when the game releases.
Yes,
so just kind of fun. Okay. A few bits of actual retro news, or I'm trying to get to retro stuff, but there's a lot of just current stuff.
That's all right.
Which is fine. Another cool thing, you've heard me talk about Power Wash Simulator. We got the Tomb Raider bit. Now we have the date for the Final Fantasy VII crossover in Power Wash Simulator.
I thought that already came out. Clearly not. Okay.
March 2nd. You will be there will be a Midgar special pack that it's coming to all consoles. So you'll finally be able to clean up Midgar because that place is dirty. That city needs some cleaning. Especially if you played the remake. Let me tell you, I would run around that place. Does anybody have a mop? But you don't have to worry about that now because you'll be able to power wash your way through Midgar. With the
Cloud comes up and cuts the front of your power washer off.
Right. Or no, you just see his sword turn into a power washer.
Weird.
Yes, weird. Anyway, so that'll be kind of cool. I'm looking forward to that because the Tomb Raider one was actually really fun. I enjoyed doing all the Tomb Raider ones. Another update here for Tetris Effect Connected. Have you ever played Tetris Effect Connected?
I have it on the PS4 and I love it.
Okay, I have it. I have it on the PS4 5. I've played it in VR. It's probably the coolest game I've played in VR. That and Beat Saber, but this one is just like it's so
Relaxing,
relaxing, zen,
you,
calming. All of this.
you
Stuff.
want to talk about a Zen game? This really
Yep.
is. I mean, I even purchased the let him purchase, but through Apple. Got the soundtrack because the music is phenomenal.
No, the music is awesome. Like if you ever have like if you just want to chill out or if you have trouble going to sleep or something like that, just play this game for a little bit or just listen to the music. Works like a charm. So the Switch version of Tetris Effect Connected is getting a free update that you're going to be able to go into Tate mode on your Switch. So you'll be able to play it vertically on the Switch.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
I got myself a couple of Tate enabled peripherals.
There you go.
Switch into.
Yeah, I thought
I got one.
I was gonna say I thought you would appreciate that more than anything.
No, totally. Because I just actually also backed on Kickstarter a cool one because the one I already have, the Joy-Cons are connected physically to the unit, and then the Switch goes into it. This other one I backed allows just the Switch, so you can put the Switch on the table and then use whatever controller you want while it's in Tate, or I think it's actually pronounced properly Tate.
It could be Tate, Tate.
Whatever. Oh no, total vertical mode. Like every arcade game should. If I could rotate my physical 55-inch television, I would do that every time I play some of these arcade games. It's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So so you'll probably be picking up Tetris Effect on the Switch soon for that reason.
I very well might actually.
Yeah. No. I know. I know that's appealing to you. Like I'll stick with it in VR. I have to play that in VR. It's just great.
You got to admit though, the only thing about it in VR, it's just a screen in front of you.
I don't care. There's something. No. But like you get more of a view in the VR version.
You know what? You're right. I forgot for a moment. No, you're right.
Yeah, like if you look around, you get a lot more to it. So it actually feels like
follow you. I thought it followed you when you looked.
No, I thought it stayed stationary. Now I got to go back and play it again.
Right. No, I think you're right.
Anyway, so but now you're going to get the Tate mode, whatever it is.
Yes.
Tate sounds weird to me. So
I'll say
Tate. I'll say Tate. Okay, two more pieces of news. One, Chrono Cross, sequel to Chrono Trigger. Yeah. One of the best RPGs ever made. Last year, Chrono Cross came out with the Radical Dreamers edition. They had this big hype for it, and then everybody got pissed off about it because there was because there were frame rate issues, there were bugs throughout the whole system and everything like that. So here we are, a year later. Square Enix just posted on the Chrono Cross Twitter account that there's going to be an update coming out with changes such as frame rate improvement, change to the growth system for Pip, fixes to other bugs. It took them a year to fix all of these pieces and now release it. So if you have Chrono Cross Radical Dreamers Edition, a fix is on the way. If you did not buy it because you've heard about all of this, it may be time to revisit it and see if it's worth purchasing now that the fixes are here. No, it's just one of those things. Kind of like
totally
like when Fallout 76 came out and everybody was like, "This game sucks." And it took them for like they went and patch, and now like people I know that have played it said they absolutely love it, but they had to fix it all. So same thing here. And then the last bit of news, Larry, I think you already know about this because I told you about it, and you probably already bought these. But we had talked about how last year we were both on the fence at Limited Run Games because we wanted to buy the Bill and Ted's Excellent Retro Collection, because we both wanted the Wild Stallions album, which was probably just the score of the games.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm really thinking that now.
And neither of us pulled the trigger. We missed out on it, and they have yet to reopen it for anybody. Like, because sometimes they come back out where it's like, hey, grab this again. They've not reopened it. We could not get our hands on it. But then lo and behold, news comes out on Friday that Bill and Ted's Excellent Retro Collection is now available on the Switch eShop.
Yes. Well, Switch, PlayStation, and Steam.
Oh, I'm sorry. Switch, PlayStation, PS4, PS5. I didn't see it on Steam, but if you're telling me, I believe you.
Okay.
I didn't see Steam.
I thought.
But you can own the collection, which includes Bill and Ted's Excellent Video Game Adventure and Bill and Ted's Excellent Portable Adventure. It's 2 games. For the low price of $9.69.
Yes, and it took me a moment because I'm like, why $9.69? Because it's not on sale. Like, it's not $9.99 and then like 20% off. But then it dawned on me.
What
Yeah,
number are we thinking?
Exact 69, dude. Exactly. So that's what I thought. Yes, I immediately downloaded this.
Yep.
And then immediately remembered how bad the NES game is.
Bad the game is. All I'm asking for somebody to do is make a patch for this stupid game so that instead of having to jump and fall on your ass every time you're trying to search for something, you can just walk up to something and press the A button to search. That's all you need to do to fix it.
I forgot about the whole time thing. Like after you dial a number and you got to go through the time
circuits. You got to go through the time circuits. That part,
my God.
That part never bothered me. It's like all you have to do is replace the jumping and crashing with a walk up to a bush, press A to search. Just let it be. It's fine. It's a simple hide and seek game, but stop making me jump and crash into things. And again, this is a game so old nobody cares about. Nobody's going to fix it. I'm still going to buy it.
Oh no, I totally bought it. And I bought like 2 months ago, probably, or shortly after the pre-sale ended for the for the limited run.
Yeah,
I bought Bill and Ted on NES. So I'm like, I'm never going to get it. Might as well have access. I can try and get the original games. So I bought that, but I just can't find the Game Boy version, which, funny enough, was originally called Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Game Boy Adventure.
Right.
Because PS4, it's now called Portable Adventure.
That makes sense.
Yes.
So you know what? Now that you mention it, I'm trying to see really quickly. I'm going to my video game collection to see if I have Bill and Ted.
So
I do have Bill and Ted.
All right, but the Game Boy version, goes for about like 18, like between 15 and 18 bucks.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Cart itself, apparently in box, is like over $100. It's crazy.
Wow.
But I'm like, you know what? That's enough, because if anything, I've never played the Game Boy version. So I'll get it for the Game Boy version, which I'm happy I did, because honestly, the Game Boy version, totally better than the NES version, in my opinion. And what's cool about it is when you play, especially the Game Boy version, but both versions, you know, different borders, as a lot of these games have, like when they release these games. On the Game Boy version, there is a border that's essentially a Game Boy Color, but it says like limited run and everything on it.
Nice.
But and if you get the screen small enough, which you can actually, it's almost like you're not exactly 1-to-1 ratio, but it looks like you're playing on a Game Boy Color, and it actually feels comfortable playing that version on the TV.
Okay, fair enough.
But I totally love the Game Boy version over the NES version, so I'm very happy I bought this.
Nice.
If it's just for the Game Boy. So
all right, cool, very cool.
But yes, very happy to shadow drop, as they say.
Yes, exactly. So I'm actually looking forward to purchasing those, even though the first, that first game is terrible. It's just terrible. It's terrible. I shouldn't be supporting it, but you know what? I'm going to.
Sometimes you just love to hate it.
Yeah, exactly. And that is all I have for Retro News.
And that is all we have this week.
Yes.
So, because I'm getting very hungry.
Yes, you should be.
With that, I know you've been doing a majority of the talking, but give it to me one more time. Where can they find us?
You guys can find us on Facebook.com/RetroGamersPodcast, on Instagram @RetroGamersPodcast, on Twitter @RetroGamersPod. You can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube or at RetroGamersPodcast, or you can email us at email@theretrogamers.com.
Thumbs up, likes, subscribes, shares everywhere. And thank you very much for really kind of carrying through this episode.
Yes, I did. And you know what? I carried this episode so well that I'm not going to show up next week.
I don't care. I can get someone to replace you easily.
Oh, really? It's that easy?
Maybe.
No, wasn't it Beyonce who sang that I'm irreplaceable?
And on that note, I'll see you, everybody, next week on the Retro Gamers Podcast.